Adele, the voice of a generation, the queen of heartbreak ballads. But behind the chart-topping hits and Grammys is a woman who's been through hell in love. From getting cheated on by a guy who had the audacity to ask for royalties, to falling for a bisexual man who ditched her on her birthday, to nearly blowing up her entire career just to stay with a guy who didn't deserve her. Adele's love life has been chaotic, raw, and honestly, kind of tragic. And now, she's engaged to a man with rumors swirling that he's doing the same thing all over again. So how did we get here? Why do men keep breaking Adele's heart? And why does she keep letting them? Let's break it all down. Before the stadium tours and sold-out Vegas residencies, Adele was just a teenager in London, chasing love and getting destroyed by it. Her debut album 19 was inspired by her first serious boyfriend. We don't know his name, but we do know what he did. He cheated. Adele caught him at a pub and punched him straight in the face. That moment, running through the streets of London, feeling humiliated and alone, became chasing pavements. I was chasing something that wasn't there, she said later. I was chasing nothing. But that wasn't the end. This same guy later demanded royalties from her album. Yes, he cheats. She turns her pain into art, and he tries to cash in on it. She shut him down with the now iconic line, "You made my life hell. I lived it. I deserve it." B. Iconic, but also heartbreaking, because this was just the beginning of Adele's emotional pattern with men. After her first heartbreak, Adele's career took off, and so did her emotions. Enter Alex, a man we still don't know much about, but who inspired some of the most iconic breakup songs of the decade. We're talking Rolling in the Deep, Someone Like You, and Set Fire to the Rain. All about him. He was a photographer, possibly Alex Sturrock, who dated Adele from 2009 to 2010. The relationship got serious fast. Some say they were even engaged before it fell apart. And it fell apart hard. Adele said Rolling in the Deep was her angry anthem, her moment of blossoming into who I'm going to become. But Someone Like You, that was her on her knees, broken, lonely, imagining herself at 40, still single, watching him build a life with someone else. It was devastating, and she channeled every bit of that devastation into an album that made history. But here's the thing. Just like with the first guy, Adele poured everything into a man who couldn't or wouldn't love her the way she deserved. And when it ended, she didn't just lose a boyfriend. She lost herself in the heartbreak. It changed me, she said, in a really good way. B. But was it? Or was she just getting used to being broken? After 2 back-to-back emotional wrecks, Adele finally found someone stable. Simon Konecki, an entrepreneur, older, grounded, and outside the spotlight. They met in 2011. By 2012, she was pregnant. By 2018, they were married. By 2019, it was over. But this wasn't some messy, dramatic split. In fact, Adele says Simon saved her life. He gave me the stability no one else ever had. If it weren't for him and our son Angelo, I could have gone down some really dark paths. And for a while it worked. They were a quiet, private family. But as Adele's fame skyrocketed, the cracks started to show. She was touring. He was running his charity in the UK. They drifted. And before anyone knew it, Adele filed for divorce. No cheating. No fights. Just nothing left. She told Vogue, "I wasn't miserable, but I would have become miserable if I hadn't put myself first." And that right there is why her album 30 hit so hard. Because this wasn't a breakup from a villain. This was the end of the one person who actually tried to love her. The song Easy on Me? It's not about Simon. It's a message to their son, Angelo. A plea for him to understand. Go easy on me, baby. I was still a child. Didn't get the chance to feel the world around me. Heart-wrenching. But this time, Adele didn't spiral. She picked up the pieces. She rebuilt her life. And then she fell in love again. But not with just anyone. With someone whose loyalty is now very much in question. Just when fans thought Adele had finally found peace, she went public with someone new. Rich Paul, a powerful sports agent, charismatic, successful, and in Adele's words, "I've never been in love like this. I think I'm obsessed with him." They started dating in 2021. He was by her side during her Vegas residency. She made them Instagram official. And in 2024, she confirmed they were engaged. For a moment, it looked like Adele had finally won at love. But then the cracks started to show. Again, there were rumors, canceled shows, delayed wedding plans, whispers of something off. And then a bombshell. A little-known book was quietly published, The Last Good Girl on Earth, Home-Wrecking Weekend. The author? Anonymous. The story? A fictionalized affair with a man who sounds a lot like Rich Paul. In the book, the narrator claims Adele caught her in the house, the same house Adele shares with Rich. FaceTime calls, lies, physical affection behind her back, and then silence. No names were used, but the voice, the setting, the timeline, the accent. Fans are convinced it's about Adele. Her whole world shattered into a million pieces. She was going to find out about you at some point, the man says after getting caught. The author hasn't been sued. No denials, no statements, just silence. And while Adele says she's as happy as she'll ever be, she also hasn't married him yet, despite saying she would, despite the ring, despite the interviews. And suddenly, it's all starting to feel familiar. So what does this all mean? Why does one of the most powerful, talented women in music keep attracting the same kinds of heartbreak? Is it bad luck? Emotional trauma? Or is Adele still chasing pavements? Stick around, because in the next section, we're going to break down the patterns in Adele's relationships and why her love life keeps sabotaging her success. Here's the truth. Adele's not just unlucky in love. She's caught in a pattern, one that so many people can relate to. It starts with heartbreak. Then comes the attachment, the emotional dependence. The career takes a backseat. And just when things seem safe, everything falls apart again. It happened with the boyfriend who cheated on her, with the man who inspired someone like you, even with her husband who did nothing wrong, but still couldn't give her what she needed. And now, she's literally in the middle of a love story that may or may not be a lie. What makes this even sadder is that Adele is one of the most powerful women in music. She's sold over 100 million records. She's won every award there is. But when it comes to love, she still writes like someone waiting to be chosen. And maybe that's why we connect with her so deeply. Because we've all chased someone who wasn't chasing us back. We've all stayed too long. We've all begged to be loved better. But here's the question no one's asking. Can Adele ever write another heartbreak album without actually living through one? Or is she trapped in this toxic cycle because it's the only thing that fuels her music? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe the Rich Paul rumors? Will Adele ever have a love that lasts? Or is this just what happens when your pain becomes your brand? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more deep dives into the messy, complicated lives of our favorite icons.